Hey everyone, this is Rachel, host of Furlongs and Horses. You can find me at my regular blog, furlongdrive.blogspot.com, or at Road to the Cup, which can be found at roadtothecupblog.blogspot.com. This is going to be a video part 1 of Super Saturday. In total, there are 11 when you're in races. On Saturday. There are 9 in the US and 2 in Europe. I'm just going to be focusing though on the 9 US races. And what I've decided to do is to break uh, these videos up into 3 races each. So this is going to be part 1. Parts 2 and 3 are going to be recorded once I get to my final destination in Connecticut. Um, I but I had time today to record, so this is actually going to go up before the post does tomorrow. The post will probably go up in the morning, and then I'll have the other 2 videos probably will be done Thursday night and Friday night. But getting back to what can be in this video. This video is going to be the Vosburg, which is when you're in for the sprint, the Front Runner, which is a when you're in for the juvenile, and the Chandelier, which is a when you're in for the juvenile fillies. So let's go ahead and take a look at these races. And I'm going to start out at Belmont with the Vosburg at 6 furlongs, and let's take a look at the field. There are 8 horses entered into the Vosburg, and I'm going to do things a little bit differently this week because I have 3 races to record for this video, and then for parts 2 and 3, I'm just going to be talking very quickly about each horse. So I'm going to go through the field, and then I will mention who I like to win, place, and show, and then talk about a couple other horses in the race. So number 1 is Palace. Cornel Velasquez will ride for Linda Rice. He is by City Zip. Number 2 is Coupe de Grace. Kerwin Clark will ride for Larry Jones. He is by Tappet. Number 3 is Zebras. Joel Rosario will ride for Wayne Lucas. He is by Brother Derek. Number 4 is Salutos Amigos. Irad Ortiz Jr. will ride for David Jacobson. He is by Salute the Sarge. Number 5 is Dad's Caps. Javier Castellano will ride for Rudy Rodriguez. He is by Discreet Cat. Number 6 is Happy My Way. Joe Bravo will ride for Joe Asano. He is by Wilco. Number 7, Private Zone. Martin Pedroza will ride for Alfredo Velasquez. He is by Macho Uno. And number 8 is Rebo Bobo. He'll be ridden by Paco Lopez. Jason Service is his trainer, and he is by Louis Coutures. To win, I like Palace, not Palace Mouse, just Palace. He's won his last 2 races, the Forgo and the Vanderbilt. Also won the True North. Other than his first start, he has finished no worse than second at the track. To finish in second, I have Happy My Way. He was second to Palace in the Vanderbilt, and he also won the Maryland Sprint. He did break his maiden at Belmont and hasn't really done great in his 2 stake starts at the track, but I feel like that he is, outside of Palace, the best horse in this race. And then he was also second to Reba Bobo in the Sunshine Million sprint. And then finally, for third, I have Zebros. Just the fact he has that international experience in Dubai is helpful. He probably should take a step down in class, but I don't trust Coupe de Grace. Daz Caps has an interesting um, chance. Private Zone, really not sure what to think with the trainer change. Um, yeah, and then I don't think Solitos Amigos has any chance. And Coupe de Grace, hit or miss, I believe. Um, he and Reba Bobo will probably be um, at least fourth, along with Dad's Caps. But again, I just feel that uh, Palace is the horse to beat, and I think he'll win with ease and go into the sprint as the heavy favorite. Happy My Way for second, and Zebras for third. So again, the field is number 1 Palace, number 2 Coupe de Grace, number 3 Zebras, number 4 Salutos Amigos, number 5 Dad's Caps, number 6 Happy My Way, number 7 Private Zone, and number 8 Rebo Bobo. So that is your Vosburg field. So up next is, I'm going to be going in the race order for Santa Anita. So the next race that I'll be previewing is the front runner, and that is for the juvenile. It's at a mile and a 16th, and there's a field of 10 entered. And I'm going to do the same thing I did for the Vosburg. So here we go. So here we go with the field for the front runner. Number 1 is Texas Red. Kent Desormo will ride for Keith Desormo. He is by A Fleet Alex. Number 2 is Lord Nelson. Martin Garcia will ride for Bob Baffert. He is by Pulpit. Number 3 is Sky Preacher. Tyler Bays will ride for Doug O'Neill. He is by Sky Mesa. Number 4 is Daddy DT. Rafael Beirano will ride for John Sadler. He is by Scat Daddy. Number 5 is Red Button. Fernando Perez will ride for Mark Glatt. He is by Distorted Humor. Number 6 is Reflective Star. Joe Talamo will ride for James Cassidy. He is by Escandrea. Number 7 is American Pharaoh. Victor Espinoza, the Derby winner on California Chrome, will ride for Bob Atford. And of course, they also won the Derby with War Emblem. American Pharaoh is by Pioneer of the Nile. Number 8 is Conquest Panthera. Mike Smith will ride for Mark Cassie. He is by Kitten's Joy. Number 9 is Skyway. Corey Nakatani will ride for Mark Cassie. He is by Sky Mesa. And number 10 is Calculator. Elvis Trujillo will ride for Peter Miller. So that is your field for the front runner. And my picks for the race. To win, I like Sky Preacher. I like Sky Mesa. And he was second in the Oak Tree Juvenile Turf. And he's going from turf to dirt. But he has experience on the dirt surface already. I believe the Oak Tree Juvenile is 2 turns. So he has experience going 2 turns. Daddy DT actually won the Oak Tree Juvenile. His sire did his best running on dirt, but he seems to be more of a turf sire. So that's why I don't think he will be as great here as Sky Preacher will be. Second, I have Red Button, sixth in the Del Mar Futurity, and then he won his previous race before that. Synthetic to dirt, but he does have dirt experience. So it should be a horse on the upside. And then finally, I like American Pharoah for third. He did win the Del Mar Futurity, but again, since the dirt, which shouldn't be a problem because his dad was second in the Kentucky Derby. So yeah, I love Calculator, but I just think by being by simulation, I don't think I even said who he was by. I apologize that. In simulation, did his best running, sprinting. He is a grade 1 sprinter, I believe. Pretty sure he won a grade 1. Since the dirt shouldn't be a problem because, again, in some, as I'll call him, ran on dirt. But again, I feel like that a mile 16th. Right now at 2, he might be able to get it, but as the races get longer, he won't be. Lord Nelson, being by a fantastic sire in pulpit, but his first race was at 5.5 furlongs, so he's stretching out quite a bit from there. But I think he will do pretty well. Texas Red's sire second in the juvenile, so another horse who should do well at 2. So yeah, again, I like Sky Preacher to win the race, Red Button to finish second, and American Pharoah to finish third. So here's again the field for the front runner. Number 1, Texas Red. Number 2, Lord Nelson. Number 3 is Sky Preacher. Number 4 is Daddy DT. Number 5 is Red Button. Number 6 is Reflective Star. Number 7 is American Pharoah. Number 8 is Conquest Panther. And number 9 is Skyway. And number 10 is Calculator. So that is again your field for the front runner. And the last race that I have to preview and give my picks on is the Chandelier. It's at the same distance as the front runner, a mile 16th. There are there are 12 fillies entered. This is a win you're in for the juvenile fillies. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So here is the field. Number 1 is Sunday Sonnet. Joe Talmo will ride for Kelly Breen. She's by Any Given Saturday. Number 2 is Conquest Eclipse. She is by Malibu Moon. Corey Nakatani will ride for Mark Casse. Number 3 is The Net. Kent DeSormo again will ride for his brother Keith DeSormo. She is by Curlin. Number 4 is Angela Renee. Rafael Bejarano will ride for Todd Pletcher. She's by Bernardini. Number 5 is Charlotte Ray. Drayden Van Dyke will ride for Doug O'Neill. She is by Fleet Alex. Number 6 is Maybelline. Rosie Napravnik will ride for Bob Baffert. She is by Looking at Lucky. Number 7 is Morning Coffee. Mario Gutierrez will ride for Doug O'Neill. She is by Old Fashioned. She is not by Old Fashioned. She is by Quiet American. Number 8 is Manahata. She's by Old Fashioned. Tyler Bays will ride for Jerry Hollendorfer. Number 9 is Cruising the Harbor. She's by Rockport Harbor. Edwin Maldonado will ride for Peter Miller. Number 10 is Dad's Princess. She is by Mineshaft. Mike Smith will ride for James Cassidy. Number 11 and number 12 are both trained by Jerry Hollendorfer. Number 11 is Majestic Presence. Elvis Trujillo will ride. She is by Majestic Warrior. And number 12 is Lutine Bell. Lutine Bell. Alex Solis will ride, and she's by Bellamy Road. So that is your field for the Chandelier. To win this race, I like Majestic Presence. She's the right sex for her sire. And also she broke her maiden last time out, and I just feel like Jerry Hollendorfer does such a good job with his fillies that she will do well. The other big thing is that even though she's going since the dirt, she has won at a mile, which I think could be a big deal in this race. For second, I have Danette, who has who's still a maiden, but she was second in her last, another since the dirter, but that second was at a mile, and I believe Curlins get better with distance. I actually do not like Angela Renee in this race. I loved her in the spinaway. Didn't really show up in the slop, but I think on a fast track, she is a much better filly. I just feel like going from East Coast to West Coast might cost her a little bit. So I don't have her in my top 3, but who I do have finishing third is Conquest Eclipse. She is one of the few horses in this race, other than Sunday Sonnet, Angela Renee, and Charlotte, who has dirt experience. I'm sorry, and Lutine Bell also has dirt experience. But Conquest Eclipse experience was at Churchill. And Churchill and Santa Anita, I believe, tend to be more of very similar. I believe I think they're pretty different, but Churchill's a very speed bias track, but I think Conquest Eclipse is more of a mid packer. But I just feel like having that dirt experience has her the edge over the other horses, other than like Angela Renee, who if you just base this off stake experience, she'll win the race. I just feel like though going from East Coast to West Coast might cost her a little. So again, I like Majestic Presence to win, Danette to finish second, and then Conquest Eclipse to finish third. And so the field again for the Chandelier is number 1, Sunday Sonnet, number 2, Conquest Eclipse, number 3, Danette, number 4, Angela Renee, number 5, Charlotte, number 6, Maybelline, number 7, Morning Coffee, number 8, Mannahatta, number 9, Cruising the Harbor, number 10, Dad's Princess, number 11, Majestic Princess, and number 12, Lutine Bell. Oh, one thing I want to mention about Dad's Princess to keep an eye on. Her second dam is Princess Rooney, who won the Distaff in the 80s. I forget the exact year she won it. So that's just keep an eye out for. Of course, Cruising the Harbor has the defending sire. Let's see what else. Interesting. Morning Coffee, you're not going to see that many more quiet Americans, as he's been pensioned. Of course, Rockwell Harbor is passed away. Majestic Warrior with Princess of Silvermar, now retired. He's going to have to rely on other affiliates and merits in his Colts. Belemi Road really hasn't busted out as a sire, I believe, which is a little bit disappointing. Any Given Saturday is finally broken through, so hopefully he can continue that trend. So that is part one for Super Saturday. I apologize for talking pretty quickly in this video, but I just have a lot to cover, and I apologize for that. My dog has just started to bark, and I really don't want to do this section again. And I think the mic on my computer can pick it up, unfortunately. But yeah, I apologize for the quick talking. I just had a ton to cover. Parts 2 and 3 are going to be recorded, as I said, up in Connecticut. And just very exciting Saturday coming up. So I will check back in tomorrow night with part 2. And then part 3 will be up either on Friday morning or Friday night. I haven't decided. If I have enough time to record tomorrow night, I'll record it and then have it uploaded, set for either Friday morning or just upload it when I get home back to Connecticut for my day's activities. But until we meet again, bye for now.